Sex is one of the most powerful forces in human experience. But how many of us were taught what it is truly for? Today's passage answers that question in the most beautiful and direct way. Listen. May 23. For goodness sake, don't destroy sexual innocence and pleasure and the purity of the fun, the joy, by misusing sex. Don't use it for power or hidden purpose, for ego gratification or domination, or any purpose other than the purest and the highest ecstasy given and shared, which is love. Now, this passage is remarkable because it approaches a topic that religion and spirituality have often handled with shame, with restriction, with silence, and instead it speaks about it with complete openness and even joy. It does not say sex is wrong or dangerous or something to be feared. It says sex is innocent, it is pleasurable, it is pure, it is fun, it is joyful. These are not the words we often hear attached to this topic in a spiritual context, and that itself is significant because then it draws a very clear and very important line. It says do not misuse it, and it gets very specific about what misuse looks like. Using sex for power, for hidden agendas, for ego, for domination, for manipulation. And when you look at that list, honestly, you realize how much of human sexual behavior falls into those categories. How often intimacy is used as a tool rather than experienced as a gift. Because here's what this passage is saying at its core. Sex, in its purest form, is an expression of love. It is one of the most profound ways two people can connect, can give to each other, can experience something that transcends the physical and touches something genuinely sacred. But the moment it is stripped of love and used for any of those other purposes, it loses that sacred quality entirely. It becomes something that divides rather than unites, something that wounds rather than heals. So today, this passage is simply asking us to protect something sacred, to handle intimacy with the reverence it deserves, to refuse to let it become a weapon or a transaction or a game, because at its highest and purest level, it is none of those things. It is joy, it is connection, it is two souls choosing each other in the most vulnerable and the most beautiful way possible. And that is what protecting, that is what getting right.